Hey guys, Mike in the woods here. As promised, I've got the pack frame saw. I hiked it 6 kilometers out into the Queen Elizabeth II Wildlands Provincial Park. Honestly, it didn't hurt as much hiking this thing out as I thought it would. What got me is it's rained a lot recently, so there's a lot of water crossings. Oh man, was there a lot of water crossings. Beaver Dam, I got at least 3 soakers on my feet, which are very wet right now. So anyways, out here for a simple overnighter to test out my pack frame. You know the drill by now. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the like button if you find this interesting, and feel free to make fun of me in the comments below. That's gonna do it. So I found a nice flat rock spot where I'm gonna set up camp. Now if it decides it wants to rain again, I'm not getting flooded out because apparently it rained a lot last night. So I'm very glad that I came in on day 2 rather than do the full 2-nighter. As you can see, wore it all on the pack frame. Now I gotta undo all of this. I also get out of these shoes, they're wet. Yeah, my feet are soaking, and it's probably about like 3-4 degrees right now, maybe a little bit warmer because it's more towards the middle of the day. It was warm while I was hiking, but I knew as soon as I stopped I was gonna get absolutely chilled. So all this is kind of hog-tied on here in really crappy ways. I used my coat. I used the arms of my winter coat as the arm straps, cinched some paracord to them, and then used that to complete the loop down and around the bottom of the frame. So these were my shoulder straps. Whoa, hello. I slipped off a rock. So I'm going to try and keep all my paracord in the same spots that I tied it to so that I don't have to figure out what lengths go where. So I suck at knots, so I very crappily tied this all to the frame. And honestly, it didn't hurt nearly as much as I thought it would doing this. I think it was more like closer to 5K. I don't think it was a full 6K. So I was expecting it to be super soaked on the ground at the campsite because the trail in here was absolutely wet as hell. But thankfully it seems to be relatively dry. Still got quite a few hours of daylight left. I'm not super worried about getting my tarp set up right away. Doesn't look like there's any inclement weather. My first priorities are getting some food into me and also getting changed into some drier socks. And letting the shoes dry out a little. So it's, I think, supposed to go down to maybe -3 degrees Celsius tonight. Okay, so I stuck all my gear in a bag, wrapped that up in my tarp, and I also taped this to the outside. I think this has my change of socks in it. Oh, my socks are slashing every time I take a step. Gotta get out of them. And as you can see, all this just comes right out, and all my gear is right there. Give you a better idea of what area I'm working on here. So this is everyone else's camp set up around here. We're all relatively tightly woven to one another. And there's a flat rock here that I'm gonna tie off my tarp over, and that's gonna be where I set up, I think. That's it, that's all my gear. You can see the finished pack saw frame here with my 3D printed windlass, if I pronounce it properly now, and saw covers. Okay, I'm gonna get down to the campfire and get myself some dry feet and some food in my stomach and some water. That's the plan.
So we're gonna try and do this without using another bag, but I brought 4 bags just in case we have to put it in another bag, because I have a feeling we're gonna have to use another bag, kind of switch them back and forth, because I usually use 2 containers when I do this. So some people use the ends to make the basket with, but I don't know how to do that yet. So you can. When you figure it out, show me how. I just haven't gotten there yet. So what you generally want to do is cut the ends. So you can see it's a bit of work. We probably got about 15 minutes worth of work here. We want to cut the ends off, and it's easier to cut them off than it is to pull. You can pull your ends off. So here's what you do. You just cut the end, move on. I almost did the cleaning for us, but I thought, no way. I'm making it way too easy. We gotta, yeah, well, I just thought, you know, we want to learn how to do it. So that's an important step, right? and then you're gonna go through. Oh yeah. Oh, it's thick. And then you're just
lumberjack tail over here. Sat by the fire for way too long, getting my socks and shoes dried out because they were absolutely soaked. Day's wearing on. It's like getting close to 5 o'clock at this point. I really need to set up my tarp. Alright, this is home, sweet home for the night. Got my big old green tarp that you all know and love. Set up over this flat spot here. And that's where I'm gonna lay my head and call home. It's pretty battle worn. It's got some holes I had to patch up with duct tape. It's got that one spot in the corner right there that got melted in the fire. Back when I did a trip with Chris. I'll actually link that one up at the top of the screen for you to watch. Okay, cut open a garbage bag and use that as my ground sheet. I use this to separate the very, very damp ground from me. Don't even have to cut it, it just rips right along the seam on its own. Just a simple black garbage bag, and that's my ground sheet. Good morning. It is just after 7 o'clock. You can see it's not exactly light out yet. Stayed up till about 10:30 talking with the last remaining guys around the campfire. Had a bacon sandwich. Life was great. Just stuffed my coat and shoes in my sleeping bag here. I'll warm them up. I guess I'll be getting up to go make a coffee and some breakfast soon. Alright, as you can see, it's much lighter out now. You can actually see me on the camera. Need to get up and make my coffee, get some food into me, tear down camp, and then get all this crap lashed back to the frame. Gonna be fun. Oh, should have strung this thing up higher. Oh, my head's hitting the top. Nice warm coat, and put on some nice warm shoes. Actually, have my wool socks in my sweater drying out and warming up all night. I'll put those on first. Oh, it's chilly.
Back in the wood! Back in the wood!
Okay. Man, look at this lake. This is the lake we're staying on. And I don't know if you heard that on the camera, but those beavers were at it all night last night. Sounds like a big flopping splash. I gotta get myself some water. Okay, so water in here left over from yesterday. I need enough water to make some food and a coffee, and also a full one of these for the hike out of here. Oh, it's about -1 degree Celsius out right now, so it's pretty chilly, but I got my base layers on. Stay. I was worried about my filter having water freeze in it, so I slept with that in my sweater pocket last night so that it didn't freeze, because when water freezes in your filter, it can shatter the lines and make it compromised. So I filled up my Katadyn. Now I'm going to fill this up with the filtered water and then refill up the Katadyn. That should be enough to get me all the way out to the trailhead. Welcome to early morning water filtering with your host, Mike. Alright, so that's that filled. Alright, that's about 2 liters of water. That should do me. Back up we go. Check out the beaver. Yeah. That's what was splashing around last night then, for sure. Well, gonna start lashing things up to my pack, have my coffee, have my food. Almost time to get out of here. Another hour maybe. 3-hour hike back to the car, then back to civilization. Super short video. Not many filming opportunities when you're out with a group, but at least it makes for a nice and short and concise video. Thanks for watching, guys. This concludes the pack frame trilogy. I'll make a playlist and link that up at the screen right now so that you guys can watch all 3 videos. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, you know the drill. Check out my other videos and consider subscribing. Hit the like button if you find this interesting, and make fun of me in the comments below.